high time men ceased to regard women as second-class citizens. And the structure, why do you think that we have actually the simple past tense here? It's high time men ceased.
Let me see. Because it happened in the past.
No, because it is a grammar structure. It's time we did something. And it refers to the present time, present tense.
Okay,
The form is, because it is somehow unrealistic and not definite. You see?
Okay, yeah.
For example, say it's high time, it's time we did something. It means that it's time for us to do something.
Yeah.
Okay, and let's read this text 5 lines by 5 lines, or line by line. If you are on my site, so line by line actually is more fair. Okay, so please.
Can I start?
Yes, please.
Okay. This is supposed to be an enlightened age, but you wouldn't think so if you could hear what the average man thinks of the average woman.
Okay, so it says that at first glance it seems to be an enlightening or enlightened or intellectual age, but if you see the schism between men and women about their expectations, you wouldn't think so. So this is an ironic situation. You see?
Yeah.
Okay, and also because of the high level of vocabulary, and also difficulty level of the vocabulary in this book, I recommend you study that before the class, because this text is really difficult. Okay, for the next session.
Sure.
I mean, for the second unit of this great, let's say, book. All right, women won their independence years ago. After a long, bitter struggle, they now enjoy the same educational opportunities. Let's do it sentence by sentence, as men in most parts of the world. So,
sure. They have proved repeatedly that they are equal and often superior to men in almost every field.
A hard-fought battle for recognition has been won, but it is by no means over. Hard-fought means actually bitter struggle. A battle for recognition or superiority has been won, but it is by no means over. By no means means
without any help,
which means never, not at all. By no means means not at all.
Okay.
So the fight is never over. It's not. It has not come to an end. It is ongoing.
Yeah.
Okay, continue.
It's men, not women, who still carry on the sex war. Women, not women who still carry on the sex war because their attitude remains basically hostile.
So it's men, not women, who still carry on, means continue the sex war. That is struggle between the genders, because their attitude there refers to men or women.
Women.
Men, I think, because of the fact that yes, men's attitude remains basically hostile and unfriendly. Most progressive societies, women continue to be regarded as second-rate citizens. It means not, or let's say inferior,
Yeah, yeah,
And progressive means actually well developed or completely developed. Women continue to be regarded as okay. Continue.
To hear some men talk, uh, we would think that the women belong to a different species.
Hmm. So that's why actually their attitude is hostile. To hear men talk,
Yeah.
some men talk, you'd think, is that you would or you had?
Let me think. To hear some men talk. That's wood.
Yes. Good. Women belonged to. You know, it is unreal. That's why actually we put it in the simple past tense. Belonged to a different species.
Yeah.
Okay, do you like this text? You know, in each session we have two sides for this topic against this
Yeah.
topic, and then we will discuss it. And I think it's a great, and also the words are great, and you need them, particularly for IELTS, I suppose.
Yeah.
Okay,
Exactly.
so whose turn is it? Is it mine or your?
Uh, I don't know. I
It
think it's
doesn't matter.
yours.
You please continue.
Okay. On the surface, the comments made by men about women's abilities seem light-hearted.
Light-hearted. Okay, so on the surface means, do you know?
Come down to the earth, so
No,
something
it
like
means
this. Be
superficially.
realistic.
Superficially.
Okay.
Yeah. Not deeply. Superficially. ظاهرا. The
Okay.
comments made by men about women's abilities seem light-hearted. It means actually not deep. It means actually uh, not supported by evidence. You see?
Yeah. Yeah.
Tentative. Tentative.
Yeah.
Okay, the same tired jokes about women drivers are repeated day in, day out, means every day, consistently. The same tired jokes or cliched jokes about women drivers are repeated day in, day out. Please continue.
This apparent lightheartedness doesn't conceal the real contempt that men feel for women.
Hmm. So, this apparent or noticeable light-heartedness or shallow-mindedness does not conceal or hide the real contempt means.
Attempt.
No, contempt means hatred, hostility,
Okay.
hatred, hostility, aloofness that men feel for women. Okay, so first you, then me, then you. Okay, it's your turn.
However, much men sneer at women. They claim their claims to superiority are not borne out by statistics.
Okay, since it is your first time reading this text, which is so difficult, I give you this right. I actually right to uh, just ponder over the words for more time. So, if something is not borne out, it means that it is not supported, okay, by statistics or numbers. So, men sneer at or mock at women, and they think that actually they are superior over them, but their claims to superiority are not borne out by statistics. It means science does not prove it.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's consider the matter of driving. For instance, we all know that women cause far fewer accidents than men. And far here, you know, it's an intensifier, an adverb. It means pretty much fewer accidents
Yeah.
than men. Uh, do you agree? Yes,
They
please.
are
Yes.
they are too conscious, conscientious. No, they are too
Conscientious.
conscientious and responsible to drive like uh, manics, manics,
Maniacs. Maniacs
maniacs.
means crazy people. You know,
Okay.
they were too conscientious means با وجدان. It means responsible. You know,
Yeah.
scrupulous and responsible to drive like maniacs. Maniacs refers to actually men who drive recklessly.
Yeah.
Okay, but this is a minor quibble. Quibble means argument. It means unimportant argument. Women have succeeded in any job you care to name.
As politicians, soldiers, doctors, factory hands, university professors, farmers, company directors, lawyers, bus conductors, scientists, and presidents, countries, they have often put men to shame.
Oh, this is so much. Uh, just professor, university professor. And do you agree that women have put men to shame in all of these fields?
And what does it mean that they put men to shame? You mean that means that women were more successful in these fields?
Yeah,
And no, that's not right. I suppose.
yeah, it is so exaggerated. They frequently succeed brilliantly in all these fields in addition to bearing and rearing children. I, I, I think it is true. It means that actually they go through a lot of periods with ups and downs, such as pregnancy and breastfeeding, and actually they cannot have enough productivity during these times. You
Yeah.
know. Okay, continue.
And we must remember that they frequently. Okay, okay.
Yes.
I
Yet
thought
men.
you were saying this sentence from yourself.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Okay.
I read that.
Uh,
Yet
okay.
men go.
Yes. Yes. And go on maintaining the fiction that there are many jobs women cannot do.
Mhm. When you maintain something, it means here.
Oh yes, it means claiming something.
Yes, claiming a fiction or some stories that are many
Yeah.
jobs women cannot do. The top level political negotiation between countries, business, and banking are almost entirely controlled by men who jealously guard their so called rights. So called means
Yeah.
pretended, and
Mhm.
so even, yes, please, even,
Even even in otherwise enlightened places like Switzerland, women haven't even been given the vote.
mhm.
Yeah. That's
Uh,
okay.
okay, so the arguments that men put forward to exclude women from these fields are all too familiar. Put forward an argument, you can improve your collocations if you
Yeah.
pay attention to the tags below each post. You know, I create some, let's say, collocational strings of words, and pay attention to actually those collocations in order to just practice them and change them, or let's say convert them from passive knowledge into active knowledge.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so let me see. Yeah, the argument that men put forward or hold or stick to exclude women from these fields are all too familiar. Okay, continue.
women they say are unreliable and irrational. They depend
Yes.
too little on cool reasoning and too much on in, intuition and instinct to arrive at decisions.
hmm Yes. They depend too little on cool reasoning. It means logic or rational, and too much on intuition or uh, fantasy and something that cannot be scientifically proven, and instinct to arrive at decisions. Okay, they are not even capable of thinking clearly. So this is the against part. You see.
Yeah, yeah.
So the first part is the for, is for, and the second part is against that topic. Okay, please continue.
Uh, yet when women prove their abilities, men refuse to acknowledge them and give them their due.
Okay, and due means, do you know?
It means prize here, give
Right, RIGHT.
right.
You know, something that they
It's,
deserve.
I think that there's a saying that says,
Mm.
uh, "Give the give the prize when it's due."
Yes, it means it is actually the right time here in that sentence. It means when it is the right time, the exact time, the expected time. Okay, but
Yeah.
here it differs. For
Okay.
example, another case is that when is she due? It means when is the expected time that she delivers a baby? She must be a
Oh, okay.
pregnant woman. Okay, so one word in English, as you know, may have a lot of actually meanings.
Yeah.
And this feature makes English a very difficult language to learn.
Exactly.
Okay, so much for a man's ability to think clearly. You know, it is ironic.
Truth is that men cling to their
Clink.
cling to their supremacy because of their basic inferiority complex.
hmm So the truth is that men cling to means stick to, or claim
Uh-huh.
about their supremacy or superiority because of their
Yeah.
basic inferiority complex. So it means that actually they, because of that inferiority complex, عقده حقارت, do you remember? They think that they
Yeah.
are superior. Okay, they shun real competition, means avoid real competition. They know in their hearts that women are superior and they are afraid of being beaten at their own game. Beaten means defeated by women.
Yeah.
Okay, continue.
One of the most important tasks in the world is to achieve peace between the nations.
Okay, continue.
You can be sure that if women were allowed to sit around the conference table, they would succeed. They would succeed brilliantly, as they always do when men have failed for centuries. Some things are too important to be left to men.
hmm So again, I should correct myself. The whole text is in favor of women here, but you know, the structure of for and against is in a way that, on, for example, odd pages, you see the argument for something, and on even pages the argument against it. And the main, let's say, page here is the even pages, and I just stick to those pages. That is for a topic.
Okay.
And if you have the let's say real PDF file, you can have access to the against part, but that part actually is not the main one, so we can skip it.
Okay. Sure.
So let me see. That is, I think it's a nice book or let's say material to just process and to improve our reading and vocabulary and also great ideas. So what's your idea?